Hey guys, so this week we are going to be working on Module 8, Week 3. Today is day 11 of the module, and we will be working on summarizing. After the lesson, you will have a you-do to complete, you will have spelling, and then I want you to spend some time reading on Mayan or Epic. Our goal for today is I can give a short summary of a paragraph I am reading. So today, when you are working on giving your summary, you're going to need to identify the topic by looking at the title, the photo, the repeated words. You're going to give some key details in your summary, and you can also use sentence starters to summarize the topic and key details. So we have talked about summarizing before, and good readers use the strategy of summarizing to keep track of key details and ideas. This is so that you can understand what you read. Summarizing means to restate the most important information or main ideas in a text, but put them in your own words. So we're going to be looking at using the titles, the headings, looking at the topic sentence, looking at the concluding sentence at the end, and look for repeated words. All right, so we are going to be reading Edison's Best Inventions. So we are continuing with the theme of inventions. And in our first article or first story that we read, we talked about Thomas Edison. This is another piece where we're looking at Thomas Edison and his best inventions. This genre is an opinion text. So it gives an author's opinion about a topic and tries to convince the readers to believe their opinion. Opinion text often include first-person pronouns. They include evidence such as facts and examples to support the author's point of view. And authors of an opinion text may organize the ideas by making a comparison to a similar argument. So they could be using compare and contrast. I want you to look at the title and look at the photographs, and I want you to write in the box, which invention do you think the author believes is Edison's best inventions? And I want you to write down the idea and tell me why you think that. So let's build some background and look at some fun facts about Edison. You know that Thomas Edison was a great inventor, but there is more to know. He had a severe hearing problem. He could only hear people if they shouted. As a teenager, Edison worked as a telegraph operator and published his own newspaper, the Weekly Herald. He nicknamed two of his children Dot and Dash after the telegraph code. He was referred to as the Wizard of Menlo Park. His research lab was in Menlo Park, New Jersey. Edison believed in the power of hard work. He is quoted as saying, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration," meaning you have to work hard to get what you want. All right, so we're going to be reading this text. I'm going to go ahead and play the entire thing on HMH so that we can listen to it. And then we will go back and look at sections of this text and summarize the different sections. So this is going to be in your book on page 257.
Thomas Edison was America's greatest inventor. A true visionary, he invented so many things that we could argue about which one is his best invention. Some of Edison's most popular inventions are the kinetograph, the phonograph, and the light bulb. But in my opinion, Edison's best invention is the light bulb. We can compare inventions in two ways. First, good inventions give people ideas that lead to new inventions. We can tell how good an invention is by looking at how many other inventions it has inspired. Second, good inventions change the way we live. Imagine the world without certain inventions. What would life be like? A truly good invention changes our lives for the better. The light bulb has inspired the most new inventions, and it has made the biggest difference in our lives. But don't just take my word for it. Let's learn more about these three inventions, and then you can decide for yourself. Visionary. A visionary is a person who has new or unusual ideas about life in the future. Kinetograph. According to Jean Beretta in Timeless Thomas, the kinetograph was the world's first motion picture camera. The kinetograph inspired many more inventions. This inspiration led Edison to construct the first movie studio, the Black Maria. Black Maria was another name for the vans that the police of the time used to carry prisoners to jail. Edison's studio was small, stuffy, and had black walls, just like the police vans. So the workers called it the Black Maria. He also invented the kinetoscope and the kinetophone to show the first movies. The kinetoscope was a machine that allowed people to watch movies. The kinetophone was a kinetograph with a phonograph added to play sound along with the movie. Mr. Beretta says that the movie industry essentially started at Edison's lab. The kinetograph inspired people to invent new ways of recording life in motion. From TV cameras to cell phones, any invention that can record moving pictures was inspired by Thomas Edison's kinetograph. Inventors also created new ways to watch movies, such as television and online video sites. Edison's kinetograph changed how we see the world. Today, you can watch all kinds of movies at a movie theater. You can choose from hundreds of TV channels and millions of videos on the internet. You can also make your own movies with a cell phone. You can watch recordings of past events as if you were right there. And you can watch live events even if you can't be there in person. Imagine a world without the invention of the kinetograph. Instead of watching movies and TV, you would go to plays and listen to storytellers. There would be no visual record of historical events. You would only read about them in books. It would be a very different world. The kinetograph made a huge change to our lives. That is why it is one of Edison's best inventions. Phonograph. Jean Beretta writes that Edison's phonograph was the first device to record sound and play it back. Mr. Beretta says it was a major scientific breakthrough. The phonograph led to many more inventions. Edison invented the jukebox, the talking doll, and the dictation machine. Inventors who were inspired by the phonograph gave us vinyl records, compact discs, and digital music. Just as the movie industry started at Edison's lab, so did the music industry. The phonograph changed the way we listen to music. Mr. Beretta writes that before Edison, it was not possible to record any sound we like. Imagine a world without recorded sound. There would be no singles, albums, or music videos. The only way you would be able to listen to music would be to hear a live performance of a singer or musician. Since we would not be able to record people speaking, there would be no voicemail, audiobooks, or recordings of memorable speeches. Today, we can only imagine what the Gettysburg Address sounded like when Abraham Lincoln delivered it. But because of the phonograph, we know exactly what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech sounded like. Compact. Things that are compact can fit in a small space. Singles. Music singles are recordings of one song. Memorable. When something is memorable, it is special enough that people want to remember it. Light bulb. Jean Beretta says the light bulb is Edison's most popular and important invention. Light bulbs are used in many other inventions, such as flashlights, automobile headlights, and electric signs. The light bulb inspired more than just new ways to shine light. Mr. Beretta writes that the light bulb worked as part of an elaborate light and power system, large enough to power an entire city. Edison built the first example of this system on Pearl Street in New York City. This system was able to send electricity to many different locations at once. It led to the power grids that carry electricity to customers around the country today. Edison's innovative grid brought electricity into homes across America. The grid was built to power electric light bulbs. However, once people had electricity in their homes, they could use it to power other inventions. People came up with all kinds of electrical inventions: refrigerators, washing machines, and computers. The list goes on and on. If it were not for Edison's light bulb, we would not have power grids today. Without power grids, we would not have inventions that run on electrical power. System. A system is a set of things or ideas that work together to get something done. Innovative. An innovative idea is one that has never been thought of before. The light bulb changed the world so much that it is hard to think of life without it. Before Edison, people used candles, oil lamps, or gas lights to make light. You could not make light without burning fuel. Burning candles and oil lamps caused many deadly fires. According to Jean Beretta, Edison's light bulb was sturdy, safe, and bright. It made light without burning. Homes are now safer thanks to the light bulb. They are also brighter. Oil lamps burn through fuel very quickly. People only lit oil lamps for as long as they needed them. Mr. Beretta says that light bulbs burned for a long time, far longer than any lamp. Before the light bulb, the streets of big cities were lit by gas lights. Smaller towns used oil lanterns. Some places had no lights at all. People had to carry lanterns if they wanted to go anywhere after dark. Many people just stayed inside at night instead. In my opinion, Jean Beretta is right to say that the light bulb changed how we live. It brought safe, bright, and long-lasting light to homes, offices, and factories. Today, we do not have to stop doing things just because it is dark. With floodlights, we can play sports and go to concerts at night. Street lights, traffic lights, and automobile headlights make our roads much safer. The light bulb has made a huge difference to how we live. It is certainly Edison's best invention. Still not convinced? Let's look at some more facts. New header will be here.
Did you know? Edison used Greek roots to name many of his inventions. For example, the word Kinetograph comes from two Greek roots, kinekos, the Greek word for movement, and graphe, the Greek word for writing. Kinetoscopes also had two Greek roots, kinetics and suchkopes. The Greek word for target, kinetographs, was the Greek roots kintos and phone, the Greek word for sound or voice. Phonograph also has two Greek words. Can you tell what they are? Notice how knowing the meaning of the Greek words can help you figure out what the inventions do. You can use the same trick for a lot of words used in science. Did you know that or do you know what the roots are, you can break the words down and figure out what it means.
Lighting the way. Let's compare the light bulb with the kinetograph and the phonograph. First, how many new inventions did each of them inspire? The kinetograph led to the invention of video cameras, movies, television, and online video. The phonograph led to the invention of the jukebox, the vinyl record, compact discs, and MP3 players. The light bulb inspired the invention of many kinds of electrical lights, as well as power grids, and nearly every invention that uses electricity. The kinetograph and the phonograph led to many inventions, but not as many as the light bulb did. That is one reason why the light bulb is the best invention. Great inventions also change the way we live. The kinetograph inspired inventions that allow us to see things from long ago or far away. The phonograph inspired inventions that allow us to hear music from around the world. The light bulb changed how we live, work, and play. Thanks to the light bulb, we can do things now that were not possible in the past. Our lives are easier. Our homes are brighter. Our streets are safer. All because of the light bulb. The kinetograph changed the way we see the world. The phonograph changed the way we hear the world. But the light bulb changed the world. If you disagree, think about what happens when the power goes out. A power outage shows what life was like before the light bulb. It can be fun at first, but no one is sorry when the lights come on again. That is another reason why I believe the light bulb is Thomas Edison's best invention. Jean Beretta writes about the greatest tribute to Edison's talent as an inventor. President Hoover asked the country to honor Edison by turning off the lights for a minute of darkness. That minute of darkness reminded everyone just how much Edison's best invention had changed the world. Edison's inventions. Inventions. What inventions did they inspire? How did they change the world? Kinetograph. Movie cameras, movie studios, movie theaters, kinetoscope, kinetograph, TV, online video. Allowed events to be recorded, created the movie industry, led to TV and online video. Phonograph, jukebox, talking doll, dictation machine, microphone, vinyl records, compact discs, digital music, voicemail, audiobooks, answering machines. Allowed sounds to be recorded, created the music industry, led to music charts and pop stars. Light bulb, flashlights, automobile headlights, stadium floodlights, traffic lights, electric signs, power grids, many electrical inventions. Provided cheap, safe, long-lasting light in homes, offices, factories, and on city streets. Allowed people to travel, work, and play after dark. Drove the spread of power grids that send electricity to every home. Led to many inventions powered by electricity.
All right, so looking back at our slides, we are going to see how we can use the text and summarize sections at a time. So we're going to look at page 260 and think about the Kinetograph and ask ourselves, what is the author trying to tell me? So remember, I'm going to go through these steps. Identify the topic, the title, The photograph, the repeated words, identify key details, use the sentence starters to summarize the topic and the key details. So I'm looking at specifically paragraph 6, and it says, Edison's Kinetograph changed how we see the world today. Today, you can watch all kinds of movies at a movie theater. You can choose from hundreds of TV channels and millions of videos on the internet. You can also make your own movies with a cell phone. So, my first step is to go through this little sentence frame. I can see the repeated ideas. What are some words or some ideas that we see repeated here? So I'm going to look at the topic sentence, that first sentence. Edison's Kinetograph changed how we see the world. Then I'm going to think about watch and see. So those two kind of go together. It's what you do with your eyes. So watch or see. And I also saw a lot of movies, movie theater movies. There was the idea of TV channels and videos and movies. So I think videos, movies are videos, TVs can be video. All of those things are about the video. So looking over on my sentence frame, I can see the repeated words watch and movies. So I think the author is telling me, taking what I know and putting it into my own words. I think the author is telling me that the Kinetograph made it possible for us to watch movies, TV, and videos today. Pretty good summary. All right, we're going to go through the same steps for paragraph 12 on page 264. What is the author trying to tell me? I'm going to read it out loud. As I'm reading, I want you to look at the topic sentence. I want you to look at the repeating ideas and figure out what the author is trying to tell me. The light bulb changed the world so much that it is hard to think of life without it. Before Edison, people used candles, oil lamps, or gas lights to make light. You could not make light without burning fuel. Burning candles and oil lamps caused many deadly fires. According to Jean Beretta, Edison's light bulb was sturdy, safe, and bright. It made light without burning. Homes are now safer thanks to the light bulb. They are also brighter. Oil lamps burn through fuel very quickly. People only lit oil lamps for as long as they needed them. Mr. Beretta says that light bulbs burned for a long time, far longer than any lamp. All right, so what were some repeated ideas or words that you noticed? The main sentence, the topic sentence, the light bulb changed the world so much that it is hard to think of life without it. So we know that it's talking about how the light bulb has changed the world. Those repeated ideas I see burning quite a bit. Burning fuel, burning candles, burning, again, the oil lamps, and the bulbs burn longer. I also see this idea of being safer. So we know that the light bulbs were sturdy, safe, and bright. And then down here we have homes are now safer. So I feel like this is helping me to understand that light bulbs did change the world so much, and it made our homes safer. Another keyword that I saw was fuel. I saw a lot of burning fuel. One of the things kind of that goes along with fuel is candles and oil lamps. Those are types of fuels. So I added those into the fuel section to help me to understand it. Now I'm going to take this idea of they changed the world so much, and we're looking at burning fuel and safer to come up with this summary. I think the author is telling me that before the light bulb, people used lights that burn fuel. It was not safe and did not last long. The light bulb made lights without burning made without burning was safe and lasted long. So I took these ideas, put them in my own words to make a summary. All right, so this is page 15 on 266. What is the author trying to tell me? The key words and what the author is trying to tell me with it. So, lighting the way. Let's compare the light bulb with the Kinetograph and the phonograph. First, how many new inventions did each inspire? The Kinetograph led to the invention of video cameras, movies, television, and online video. The phonograph led to the invention of the jukebox, the vinyl record, compact disc, and MP3 players. The light bulb inspired the inventions of many of the electrical lights as well as power grids, and nearly every invention that used electricity. The Kinetograph and the phonograph led to many inventions, but not as many as the light bulb did. That is one reason why the light bulb is the best invention. So, thinking about that and going through the steps, you will be determining the topic sentence. What is it mostly about? And then I want you to be circling the repeated words, writing them in the box over here. And then finally, I want you to write a statement telling me the summary of this page. After that, you have a short question about central or main idea. Tell me how summarizing help you to do better understand the text. And I want you to remember to stop and think about the most important details. You can take notes or just hold these thoughts in your head, but these keep us focused on the main ideas so we understand what the text is mostly about. After you've completed the you do, you will be working on Mayan and Epic. Or you can get a book to read on your own just as long as you're spending some time reading.